Niantic, the company that makes you wonder if a felony is worth a couple pixels on the screen. How you guys doing? I hope you're all doing fantastic. My name's Rikuchu and I'm here today to talk about the recent questionable decisions that Niantic, the company that runs Pokemon Go, has been making as of late. For those of you who don't know, I recently got into Pokemon Go a few months ago after putting it off for however many years it's been out. I honestly don't know. And I got into it hard. Harder than the guy who essentially wears sweatpants while meeting his girlfriend's parents. Just like everyone else, anytime I left the house, I'd have the app open because the paranoia of possibly missing a shiny Pokemon was just too much. Catching shinies is like my version of crack cocaine, and I just cannot stop. But as what always happens, all good things must come to an end. Or at the very least, become slightly more annoying. Niantic recently released a post on Twitter detailing how they were going to do some rebalances to Pokemon Go as a way of making the game more enjoyable for the years to come. And what do you think is the best way to make a game more enjoyable and make people want to play it for the next years upon years on end? Rebalancing things to actually make it more enjoyable, introducing new features, maybe introducing all the Pokemon from Paldea that have not been introduced in the game yet. No! If you guessed any of that, you would be wrong, and you should go back to school because you're clearly missing a few brain cells. The way to make anyone enjoy your game so much more is to raise the prices of everything. For those of you who don't know, Pokemon Go has something called raids. What are raids, you may be asking, if you grew up without a childhood and you don't know anything about Pokemon? So raids is a way that people can go and capture legendary Pokemon, which are basically the Pokemon world's version of Pokemon that are nearly extinct. Raids allow you to go catch those. You can either go catch a legendary rare Pokemon that is on the verge of extinction, or you can catch a fish that is slowly dying and living in eternal torment. You have to use something called Pokecoins in the game, which allow you to go and buy these remote passes or regular passes that allow you to go and actually partake in the raids themselves. And the only way to get said coins is by taking your beloved pet Pokemon and leaving them at a gym for someone else to come along, beat to a pulp until it's barely alive, and then you get its almost lifeless corpse back in your inventory so that you can revive it and leave it as a sacrifice yet again to another gym to get another measly 50 coins or less. Now, Pokemon Go allows you to only get 50 coins a day. One raid pass is 100 coins, so it takes 2 days to get enough coins to get a pass, namely a remote raid pass, which is what we'll be talking about. Not many people actually go out and play Pokemon Go as far as I'm aware, as how it used to be. Going to your local raid and trying to, and like fingers crossed, hoping that other people are gonna be there to help you is not gonna happen. No one's gonna be there to help you. You're gonna be alone and you're gonna watch all your pets die in front of you if you try and do that by yourself. So especially since the pandemic came around, they introduced something called remote raids, where you could in fact find people to help you beat up a Pokemon that's on the verge of extinction. You can find people from all over the world to help you commit animal cruelty. But obviously, that makes a lot of people have to rely on being able to get those passes in order to get the Pokemon that they want to get. So for those of you who don't live in cities and live in more rural areas, or even have physical disabilities that prevent you from going out and walking 24/7, remote raids is really the only way you'll be able to get said limited edition Pokemon. Because as stated before, nobody really physically goes to these places to do these anymore. So you have to rely on the remote raids in order to do it. And again, the only way of being able to even get those passes is to go leave your Pokemon as a sacrifice at a gym, let someone else beat the crap out of it, and then do the same thing the next day. And after 2 days, you finally have enough to get one pass. So obviously for those who can't go out as often because they're physically disabled, or they're maybe in a rural area that's harder to find gyms, it's gonna take longer than 2 days, obviously. But even given that, for some reason Niantic thought it would make everyone so much more happier to raise the prices of said pass. One pass, which would normally cost 100 coins, is going up to 195. And a 3-pack, which is 300, is going up to 525 coins. So for those who are physically disabled or in smaller rural areas, are now going to have to spend up to 10 days to be able to try and get enough coins to get a pass. I'm just throwing out 10 as out there as a random number. The point is it's gonna take longer for them to get the coins necessary to do that, and it'll be even harder for them to do that, given as Pokemon Go only has a 50 coin a day limit. Obviously does not make it easy to rack up coins that you need in order to do things like the raids. So for those of you saying, well, why don't you just get out of your mom's basement, touch some grass, and get some fresh air for once in your musky, dirty life? Not everyone can do that. And that's something that I've been seeing getting thrown around as of late with the whole news. A bunch of people saying, just go outside. It's not that hard. But what people don't take into account is that for a handful of people, it is that hard, because maybe they're bedridden or something of the sort. So whereas it used to take only 2 days to get one pass, it will now take 4 because of the 50 coin a day limit. And that also assumes that you live in an area where people are going out and just beating up these wild animals at gyms fairly often. Because if you're in the rural areas where people aren't really doing that, you're not going to get those 50 coins a day. So for those of you in more rural areas, you're just kind of shit out of luck. It's going to get much harder now. And people who have physical disabilities are also going to find it much harder now. What's that, little Jimmy? You want a 5-star Lugia at a 5-star raid? Why don't you quit being a weakling and get your legs working, you sad little potato? And this all comes after the decision to reintroduce elite raids, which are raids that you can only fight in person. So I feel like this decision just kind of shows that Niantic isn't really thinking about everyone in the community and thinking at all, really, because I don't know how raising prices will make the game more enjoyable for years to come, as they said. Maybe I'm just not understanding because I don't work for corporate companies. You do you, Niantic. And the feedback that I've been seeing from these decisions have been pretty interesting. Apparently everyone and their mother is now trying to boycott Niantic by not playing or uninstalling the app. I'm not 100% sure that's going to make them listen, because at the end of the day, it's more money in their pockets, because it kind of forces you to have to go and buy the passes with your real life money. To clarify before I go, I'm not mad about this. I honestly don't really care. There's plenty of other issues in the world to worry about, and the rising prices, and if a felony is worth an as-elf. That's all I'm gonna say for today. I know this is a different video than what I normally do. I just thought it was something that would be kind of interesting to talk about. But with that, if you like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more short little commentary videos like this, let me know. I'm thinking about trying more commentary related stuff. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, night, whatever the heck it is for you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace, guys.